Oh, no! Oh, the radio's not working. We're approaching the end. We have finally made it to space. Let's keep doing this. Get this video to 250 likes at least, and we'll keep on doing this on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, Patreon for live reactions, of course. Let's get into more peak. Under the guise of, like, we don't know if the liquid would work the same in space, but in actuality, just wanting him to have that moment since it's always been his dream. Is Ryuusui gonna be in this fucking capsule or something? Do we launch his bitch ass up here too? I know internally Stanley is scared shitless. Stanley's just aura farming. He's like, yeah, fuck yeah. But internally he's like, oh fuck, this is actually gonna be a challenge. Oh fuck, Senku's freaking out. This ain't good. This ain't good at all, guys. That's unfortunate. And now we got no screen. Okay, that's wonderful. Science, baby. Now we need to touch tips, and we can't? Worst day ever. I'm getting fucking chills right now. I'm getting fucking chills. Where is he? Where's the captain? Where's the captain? Come on. Get yourself an ADHD gremlin if you need a fucking pilot in space. Goddamn. Holy shit. Aw. Perfect. Without a single exaggeration, one of the greatest episodes of anime I can recall watching. Is it the overall greatest? Probably not. And as hype dies down for me, I will definitely be confident in saying not the overall best. But for the short term, oh, absolutely. One of the absolute best. This episode was exhilarating. This episode was inspiring. This episode was anxiety-inducing. But when I saw my boy make it to space, when I saw my boy say, don't worry, guys, you don't got any eyes? I'll be your eyes. He turned himself into a goddamn steering wheel in space. And that was the coolest shit I've ever seen. Early in the episode, they talk about how they have extra oxygen, enough for another person. And then Koku gets to wake up, probably not needed in the initial plan, but because the oxygen's ready for them, let's do so. But to me, it was just like, no, they're setting up him coming out here. And I just didn't understand how, because we knew he wasn't in the initial capsule when everything was launched. And I didn't even consider the possibility that potentially he would then come into one of the other pieces that were getting launched separately, and it's just, the whole thing was blowing my mind. We are essentially back in the modern era when it comes to certain technological feats, but it still feels primitive. It feels like we did still slap this together. I'm not saying it didn't take them years to get to this point, but in comparison to how many refined tests and stuff we had in our own world, Senku and company fall short. So as they're connecting all the pieces, having to have everything perfect, one wrong move and they're dead up there. And there was so much that went wrong that just fucked with my emotions, man. Like, it's honestly not often we will see Senku genuinely upset, frustrated, and potentially scared. But this was one of those rare moments that, you know, we can probably count on our hand how many times he's been this freaked out. The concept of a piece of hair getting in with the wiring and the circuits. So when everyone got petrified, it then got hardened up. And in doing so, fucking up the circuit. It's one of those, how the fuck did we not miss it? And it'd be very easy for a viewer to be like, oh my god, how could the smart characters make such a stupid mistake? If you think just because someone is smart, they can't make this mistake, you're kidding yourselves. It doesn't matter how many tests we have, something will always go wrong. And unfortunately, yeah, maybe the solution was petrifying ourselves outside of the ship, and then doing so. But I mean, given that they have to continuously petrify themselves to preserve oxygen, I don't really think it was a big deal. The big thing was, in hindsight, realizing that we have to be more cautious of hairs and debris and particles that can get petrified when using the Medusa. And I mean, it was at this moment that I honestly didn't know what they could do. I was like, are we going to wing it? Hell, is someone going to get outside the ship, kind of like point you like, okay, just keep on backing it, you know, something like that maybe was a possibility. The whole time I'm thinking like, well, Ryuusui can't do shit because he's not on this ship, right? And then no, he did. And this is what's so fucking brilliant about that whole dynamic. It doesn't just come from thin air. It doesn't just feel like, oh, what an ass pull, blah, blah, blah. No, they overcalculated. They made sure they had more oxygen than they needed. And in doing so, it allowed that fourth member. And I think it's just such a brilliant addition. It's very easy to look at a scene with him spinning nonstop because he's basically a control wheel and be like, this is the dumbest shit ever. And yeah, maybe it is a little silly, but at the end of the day, I also can't say it doesn't make sense. As long as he's not nauseous from doing so, I actually think this scientifically could work. I do. I mean, maybe you can make an argument, you know, could the human brain be this good that it could... I don't give a fuck, man. If the characters can punch rocks, we can accept that there is some things about the biology of the humans in this show that are just a little built different compared to our own. but I still think they find a way, like, even in the most absurd scenes of a character rotating 360 degrees to fucking correct course, because there's no control system in this pod, right? You launch it into space, and we're supposed to be the one to control and dock in, you know, touch tips, all that fun jazz. This is the perfect response. Laughter, speechlessness, like, what the fuck, and speechlessness, I'm shocked. Dr. Stone is a top 10 anime for me. I try to reserve top 10s for shows that have a conclusive story, so like a full picture, either a full adaptation or the season ends with a conclusive enough ending that I don't feel like I need to go read a source material. Or I'm convinced we'll get a full adaptation, right? And Dr. Stone has managed to land in my top 10, even if the final couple episodes are ass. And I mean that. Imagine the worst ending known to man, something that gets me so riled up. I still think I could safely say, for the short term anyway, keeping it in a top 10, because of how inspiring it is. This little device has caused such a ruckus to humanity. Y-Man has caused such a ruckus. And we have reached a point that, to be honest, I never thought we'd see. And I said it last week, it's something I never thought we would get to, mainly because no matter how much I knew Senku wanted to go to space, I never believed it was possible. And I thought there was always going to be a reason why he couldn't go. That he'd have to give up on his dreams in a bittersweet way, or he would eventually get petrified and be woken up many years in the future as a, hey, this is the dude who saves humanity, you gotta let him go to space. You know, something like that. But to see him pull it off in the primitive world, turn modern in such a rapid pace, it feels so rewarding. Whatever Y-Man turns out to be, whether it is AI like I think it is, whether it's an alien species, whether it's fucking some malfunction go wrong, whatever they do next week, I'm very interested in, and I really don't think they can do any wrong. 2 episodes to go, with still so much uncertainty left on the table. The characters were smart, the characters prepared, and honestly, I just feel like it's the perfect crew. Like, if you would have asked me who I thought would be in a space shuttle at the end of a show, if there could be a handful of people, I would have been like, okay, Taiju would be there with Senku, probably. Kohaku would make sense. Yeah, Taiju, Kohaku, and Senku, that would make sense. Who's a pilot? Okay, Ryuusui. That would be the dynamic. But what they ended up going for, I think, is so much more interesting, because it's not just playing favoritism. It's not just bringing your best boy or your best girl, right? Because of blah, blah, blah. It's who's the right people for the job. And I think by having Ryuusui continue to train, I said it last week, what if something happens to Stanley? You want to make sure your secondary pilot can go up there. The only reason he shouldn't be the pilot initially is because he doesn't have good shooting skills. In terms of a pilot, literally, he said himself last week that he thinks he's on par with Stanley. It's just shooting isn't really his forte. I'm seeing him give up his spot going to the moon. No, it should be Senku. If I can only have one trophy, I want to have the trophy of being the pilot. Fucking beautiful, man. You can let me know your thoughts down below on the third to last episode of that Dr. Stone greatness down below. Make sure you slap that like, show your support. Like I said, 250 likes minimum. You get the next video. Comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz. But you know what? The Patreon, where you can catch my full-length deep dives and reactions. And hey, if you're already over on my Patreon, I'll give you a video shout out too, because my patrons make videos like these possible. All right, so today we got Arcito, Lexin Free, Chris Wiper, Connor Reeves, TMG Gaming, Jord, Jacob, Sage Narf, and JMW. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You know, have a good one.